Kaze. My uncle is drunk. He whines loudly against the perennial Guizhou ring, Mao Tai staining his teeth yellow like cheap opium. Maybe that's why he's suddenly reminded of our people's history. The way the Chinese rotted from kings to children, Manchu queues sweeping the Nanjing streets for a shred of vengeance. Why did you go to Japan? He demands. His words are smeared innocent against the riddle of sirens blaring in the back. Because it's a beautiful place, I insist. He stumbles his way to standing. I will never. His eyes flicker and he crashes back into his seat. He is so quiet that I almost think the air is speaking. I will never go to Japan. Your grandmother, they would have... 1930s, 1940s. Unit 731. This is the Epidemic Prevention and Water Purification Department of the Imperial Japanese Army. To the locals, it is known as a lumber mill, and it was a lumber mill, just that the humans were the forest and all of the logs fell. But it is useless to say all of its crimes. Some scars do not heal over time. I just want a page. One page in history. The deaths of babies deserve eulogies. How isn't it a problem that the space between text columns is the only space we have left for peace? It's more than that. My uncle says it's how the government pretends like it doesn't care, like how death is an afterthought of human ambition, like how peace wasn't built to last, but then after that, he falls asleep. And I don't tell him about the way my heart rumbled awake at the ring of Ashikaga. I don't tell him about the MATSUKAZE. A Japanese word for the sound of wind through pine trees, the gentle swaying of a forest against nothingness. How even in solitude, the drunken sunlight becomes more beautiful. I don't ask him how a country that raped my people and stripped our dignity clean could be the same country that taught me how to untangle my brain, wash out the buzzing, and like kintsugi, like the art of melting gold into the cracks of old pots to turn the broken into something beautiful. Japan taught me how to leak light from my scars, even in sorrow. I am MATSUKAZE. My cartilage breaks into clouds. I wait for the sun to weave through my bloodstream, swaying gently between the time of the want and the now. When my uncle sleeps, he sleeps with one hand over his heart, like an apology. The other is slackened against his stomach. I understand he is protecting. But what he doesn't know is that a country is not its people, but its people are the country. So the thing is, peace is not a matter of nature, it is a matter of will. A nation is both violent and peaceful, not because it needed the former, but because it forgot one or the other. In violence, we forget the gentle swaying of peace, the quiet whoosh of wind through pine, the soft peeling of bark, the slight waver in all straight lines. In peace, we ignore the ghost of violence, how it burns breadcrumbs, brings back bonds, breaks other bonds, brings back banished promises, like hatred is needed to disrupt the quiet. In peace, we grow comfortable. Forgetting is as lethal as killing. That's why we need the MATSUKAZE. There is a poem, there is a play called the MATSUKAZE. It is a tale of two sisters who pine after the same lost lover. I say mourning is the first step to healing. You see, it is the remembering, it is the continuing. When my uncle wakes, he wakes up to water I left for him at his desk. He drinks the water, and when he is done, I go to boil more. The water whistles through the pot. And my uncle listens to the MATSUKAZE.